DT, time to get into the player ratings. Again, smiles all round.
I get used to this.
Smiles. We can get used to this. I keep remembering that one where you said 0, 0, 0, 0, and ever since that, it's really picked up, and there's been some very, very good performances. And again today, comprehensive performance by Arsenal, one of their best of the season, 4-0, and some great performances throughout. Yeah,
massive performances throughout. You know, the only person that will get a 0 today is Sam Allardyce. Don't talk about us anymore, you mug.
All right, well, let's get straight into it. Leno in goal. Didn't have a lot to do, but always a bit tricky when you're having to goalkeep in these type of conditions with snow falling and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But did everything right, really. Clean sheet again.
Another clean sheet, 5th away from home this season, joint best record in the Premier League, ironically, with Aston Villa. And then we marked it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah, look, I can't give him more than a 6 because he didn't have nothing to do. It's not based on his performance all round, because when he did have to do something like distribution or handling, it was fine. But apart from that, he could have probably...
Yeah, but I'd give him a 7 because to me, he did everything right. He made no mistakes. He made no errors.
I just think that the things that he had to do were just ordinary stuff for a goalkeeper. There was he never really had to exert himself or do something where you went, wow, what a save. Like there was one save right at the end when he tipped it wide, but the game was already 4-0. It was not really... Okay. And I'm not doing it based on his performance. I just think it was just an easy evening for him. He could have genuinely pulled up a chair and had a cup of tea.
Okay. Right back, Hector Bellerin.
I'm going to give him a 6 as well, because he did come off. He had a booking, and that was a bit of a late one. That was rash. But I thought his overall performance was decent in the first half. I thought his link-up was okay. I felt his crossing is a little bit to be desired at times. And I think even you alluded to it at one point when he had the free rein to put a decent cross in the box and he didn't. So that's the one side of his game that lets him down. But I felt overall it was a decent enough performance. But given the fact that he did come off quite early in the second half is why I'll give him a 6.
Okay. Tierney, the left back.
I think he's up there as being man of the match. Very close. I thought he was absolutely exceptional today. He gets a 9 because I just felt everything about his game was brilliant. The attacking, defense, right foot as well, you know. You're starting to see just what Kieran Tierney's all about. He's everything we need at Arsenal Football Club. For too long, we've had too many pussies in this team. All right. And too many players that just don't really look like they care about playing for this club. We've got a boy here that, for me, will be the future captain of this club.
Yeah, he was brilliant today.
I think he's absolutely brilliant. And that performance, 9 for me.
Okay. Pablo Mari.
I'm giving him an 8 because I've been so impressed with him since he's came into the side. I think that he's gone about his business. He's been quiet. And his biggest compliment is that we've not missed Gabriel. That is the biggest compliment that you could make. If you would have turned around before the Chelsea game and said, Gabriel's going to miss the next 3 games, Pablo Mari's coming in, everyone would have went, ooh, I'm not too sure about that. Absolutely brilliant. And again today, commanding, does it simple, nothing fancy, no thrill.
Okay.
A defender.
Rob Holding.
Same as Pablo Mari in a way. I wouldn't give him as high as Mari. I'll give him a 7, but only because I felt Mari had a little bit more involvement in the game and was the physical side for what West Brom looked like they set up. Because when you looked at the personnel that West Brom picked, they went for physicality and some big guys. So that's why I felt Mari just had that little bit more, because he gave that bit of presence about him. But Rob Holding, he done exactly what he needed to do. And again, it's another player that's just quietly gone about his business over the last few weeks. A player that's been scrutinised and criticised by people like myself as well. and he's just gone about his business and done what exactly he needs to do. So a good performance from him.
So what did you give him? 7?
7.
Okay. Danny Ceballos, the man in the tights.
Yeah, I thought it was a bit hit and miss for me at times. I thought there were some really great moments, some good drives through the middle, and then there was some sloppy parts where he looked like he'd underhit the ball or overhit it. Or I'd probably say a 7, given that it was kind of 50-50 in certain respects, some good points, some bad points, but then maybe there was a bit of rustiness about him because he hasn't played in the last few games. He hasn't featured, but I felt it was a decent enough performance for me.
Okay, Granit Xhaka.
I thought he played well today. I thought that the best compliment that I can give him is that he's done his talking on the pitch since his red card and he's came back, because it's not standout performances that maybe the Chelsea one because he scored the absolute screamer, but his performances are just doing exactly what he needs to do. And what he started to do, you keep things simple. And what he does for the team, it's like we tick over better when he's there. And that's the biggest compliment that I can give him since he's come back into the side. I would kind of say kind of the same as Ceballos. I don't think they were really troubled through the middle areas. I think West Brom wanted to try and get out wide and look for crosses in the box. But yeah, I'll probably say a 7, but it was a decent performance from Granit, I felt.
Okay, Emil Smith-Rowe.
Up there with one of the man of the matches for me. Same as Kieran Tierney, a 9. I felt he was absolutely brilliant. Contrasting display to the Brighton one, where that was more, digging in and really trying to do things when the team needed it in terms of his work rate, which is what Mikel obviously likes from a number 10. Let's get that right as well. But today was more about the creative side and the way he linked, and he was heavily involved in that second goal, and simple assist straight over to Bukayo to tap it in the empty net. I thought his all-round game was absolutely brilliant, and the fact that our way of playing has changed since he's come in the side is testament to him. So 9 for me. I thought he was excellent today.
Okay, Saka.
Again, 9. I thought, again, it's just, I'm running out of things to say about him.
Consistent every game, man. Every game seems to be at 8 or 9 in a poor season. You know what I mean? He's been excellent. Consistent.
And this is why I picked him as my player of 2020 the other day. Because this is not one performance from Saka. This has been a consistent season or year, shall we say, of performances in a team that's struggling or has been struggling. And to get a 19-year-old boy to step up and put those kind of performances into a team where he should not be the shining light. He should be looking to others as guidance. But it looks like some of the senior players are looking to him for guidance. Absolutely brilliant today. He gets a 9 for me.
Aubameyang. Just couldn't get that goal today, could he?
He needs a goal so badly. I feel so sorry for him. People will talk about his body language. I don't think there's a problem with his body language. You look at the 4th goal, or was it the 4th or the 3rd goal? And it was his shutting down that created us the turnover of winning the ball back from West Brom possession. So I think it's very easy for an attacking player when they don't score to say, yeah, they're rubbish, didn't score, useless. And no, he's not the Aubameyang that we know. But he's not as bad as what some people are trying to make out. And
he's it's not.
He is off form. He needs,
he just needs that goal, doesn't he?
He had 2 opportunities that were inches away from being attacking. He has a ball that ricochets across into his pathway, and he can't react quick enough. What he needs is the ball to smack him in the face and fly in the net. Just something like that. That's all he needs. That's all he needs to get going again. And I'm not going to criticize him for his work rate. The end product, yes, but the work rate, no. Can I give him more than a 6? Probably not, because he was the lesser involved out of the attackers. But that's no criticism to him. I just feel that he needs a goal. But I'll give him a 6, but no questioning his work rate.
One guy who is on form though is Lacazette. Brace for him today. What about Lacazette?
My man of the match, 10. I thought a month ago, Lacazette was getting the same criticism Aubameyang's getting right now. And it just shows what goals can do. You know, he scores a penalty against Chelsea, bang, scored 4 goals in 3 games. He's the main striker right now because he's the goal scoring, you know, striker. And what he also does is bring everybody into play. It's no coincidence that he was the link to that second goal. Yeah, you know, that won't happen without his link. And, you know, as he's got a bit older and his pace has gone from his Lyon days, you know, his game's adapted a little bit more differently and he likes to bring other players involved. And, you know, that side of his game is just really, really good at the moment. And what I like about Lacazette is that he now looks hungry. There looks to be some kind of spark within him, you know, and that's a good thing when you get that in a striker. So I thought he was just brilliant today. I thought the likes of Smith Rowe and Saka and Tierney were right up there. And I suppose it's down to preference who you want as man of the match. For me, my preference would be Lacazette because I just felt his all-round game was just exceptional.
Okay, just running through the subs quickly. Ainsley Maitland-Niles.
Come on and done an effective job, a 6.
Okay, Willock, not really on very long.
No, not really on there long enough.
And Willian, who came on.
Did he?
He had a shot on goal. He created a couple of little chances. He weren't bad. He weren't bad when he came on.
Yeah, well.
What are you giving him then?
5.
What the hell? Arteta.
9.
He's turned it around, hasn't
he? Look, at the end of the day, right, made 2 changes. The Dani Ceballos one, I think everybody accepted it over Mohamed El Neni. But he made a big call in taking Martinelli out of the side. And I understood why he did it. And the only way you're justified in your decisions is if they are repaid. And it's been repaid because Martinelli gets a nice rest, gets a chance to recover and get ready for the FA Cup this weekend or the Premier League games after. And nobody's sitting here saying, why weren't Martinelli starting? That's all you can do as a manager. You live by the sword.
Turned it around, hasn't he? He's turned it around. You know, you backed him. You stood by him, and he's turned it around at the moment.
Exactly. The cheese is staying with us. None of you rats are having our cheese. Man pulled up that cheese board, and I'm having a feast. You know what I mean? But listen, Robbie, look, at the end of the day, I've been very, very, you know, straight with my answers to everybody. I've had everybody from every angle going at me over backing him through some of the toughest times in the history, most modern, recent history of Arsenal. And I've had people calling me every name under the sun, and I've not budged. And it's not stubbornness. It's because I've said I believe that there is an identity to this team. He can get a style of play out of this team, but he needs the right tools for it. And I feel that Mikel's come along at a point where everything's just came boiling over at once. And I referenced it to a volcano. We've always known that the volcano is bubbling away and it's going to erupt one day. And it has erupted big time this season. And I've also said, maybe this is the best thing to ever have happened to us. In 12 months' time, we could be sitting here and saying that was the best thing to happen to us. We had to take that real big step backwards to move 2 steps forward. And yeah, we could be sitting here in 12 months' time saying, you know, why did we stick by him or whatever? It could go either way. You never know. It's the beauty of football. There's no guarantees. But I'm adamant that he's the right man for this job and for this football club. And he will bring the good times back to this football club. So that's why I stick by him. And it's nice that, you know, he's been able to do that the last 3 games. And we move on to the next one.
All right. Thanks very much for those player ratings. And all the best for you for the new year.
And you, man.